It's a 12,700 pages charge sheet, and this completely exposes the nexus between terrorists like Hafiz Saeed and Syed Salahuddin in Pakistan, their proxies, the all-party Hurriyat conference in Jammu and Kashmir, the stone pelters, and the unrest we saw in the Kashmir Valley. Months after, India Today's sting operation exposed the villains of the Kashmir Valley for working with Pakistan to fuel the unrest in the valley. India's ace probe agency, the NIA, has now filed a charge sheet against them. This is an India Today impact story. India Today's damning evidence. Villains of the valley caught on camera confessing to Pakistan funding Kashmir's unrest. Enemy agents are now in the grip of the long arm of the law. 7 months after the India Today expose, the NIA has filed its charge sheet in the terror funding case. 12 people have been named in the NIA charge sheet that runs into almost 1,300 pages. The charge sheet names Lashkar-e-Taiba's top terrorist Hafiz Saeed and Hizb-ul-Mujahideen's Syed Salahuddin. It names separatists like Naeem Khan and businessmen Zahoor Ahmad Watali and JKLF's Bitta Karate, among others. The BJP says the charge sheet is yet another proof of Pakistan's role in exporting terror.
The ugly face of Pakistan has been exposed, and it is very unfortunate that terrorists like Hafiz Saeed, Syed Salahuddin, who are a threat to the entire international community, are heroes in Pakistan.
A rattled Hurriyat conference continues to spew venom. It has accused the central government of running a propaganda against the separatists.
This has been an all-out effort on part of certain agencies to give an impression that the struggle of the people of Jammu and Kashmir, which is political, which is peaceful, which is humane, is a terrorist struggle.
ये जो ऑफेंसेस है एलेज हो रहे हैं चार्ज शीट में, वो सब ऑफेंसेस श्रीनगर की हैं. हमारा आर्गुमेंट है कि जो अगर जुरिडिक्शन है तो श्रीनगर में होनी चाहिए, दिल्ली में ट्रायल नहीं चलेगी, ये श्रीनगर में ट्रायल चलनी चाहिए.
Remember, the NIA moved swiftly after India Today's special investigations team unearthed Pakistan funding separatists and terror activities, including stone pelting in Jammu and Kashmir. Multiple raids followed the India Today sting operation. This is a massive India Today impact, leading to what appears to be decisive outcome against Pakistan-sponsored terror in Kashmir.
The sting operation revealed that they are the ones who are key recipients of such funding, and they are the conduit through which it goes to different perpetrators of terror, stone pelters, and other terrorists operating in Kashmir.
Now, the court will take cognizance of the charge sheet on January 30th, when the accused will also try to get a bail. So far, it seems that the NIA has nailed the Hurriyat leaders who've been exposed in the sting. With camera person Waqar Ahmed, this is Kamaljeet Sandhu in Delhi for India Today.
It's a 12,794-page charge sheet. It's been filed in Delhi's Patiala House Court. The NIA carried out raids at 60 locations. It examined 600 electronic devices and 300 witnesses. I want to cut across to India Today's Kamaljeet Kaur Sandhu, who's been tracking the story very, very closely, both in Delhi and in Srinagar. Kamal, take us through the fine points of this charge sheet. What does it say about the money that comes from people like Hafiz Saeed, the UN-designated global terrorist, and Syed Salahuddin of the Hizb-ul-Mujahideen, the Hurriyat and the stone pelters, Kamal?
Gaurav, first of all, this is a big India Today impact, and remember, it's a 64-page, which is the main charge sheet, along with the 12,974 pages. Now, what it says is it goes much beyond about dealing with the conspiracy. It lays bare the modus operandi, and one of them is about how Pakistan embassy officials are also involved in dealing with the separatists, and that links are not just on open invitations, which we've seen. This is also about providing funds. We believe, sources pointing out, that Zahoor Vatali has been named in the charge sheet, who's been told is the main link between the separatists. He was getting money not only from cross-border funding, he was also getting a lot of funds through fake companies that he had put up. There were transactions made. Dubai funding route was also utilized. So funding, a proper orchestration of that money was done. That money was fueled back into terror funding. All that has now been put in the charge sheet. Now remember, at this point of time, there are 12 accused. Hafiz Saeed, as well as Syed Salahuddin, who are the masterminds in POK, who have a writ running free. The other 10 accused are obviously, 7 of them are separatist leaders, close aid of Mirwais Umar Farooq, as well as Sayyid Ali Shah Gilani. We're talking about those who've been stung in the India Today sting operation, Naeem Khan as well as Bitta Karate. All of them, documentary evidence, oral evidence, 323 witnesses who provided enough evidence to nail these particular people, as well as the modus operandi on how they were actually using that money to fuel unrest in Kashmir Valley. And besides that, there are also 2 stone pelters, freelancer Kamran Yusuf, as well as Javed Ahmed, who's from Kulgam in South Kashmir. So yes, 8 of these accused were present today while the charge sheet was there. And remember, at one point of time, as Mirwais Umar Farooq was also saying about how there's a media trial which is really on, and how the government is propagating the media and using media as a tool. But the fact is that these are hard evidences. This has been presented in a charge sheet, and remember, the cognizance will be taken on the January 30th. So yes, India Today sting operation was the first one which actually put in motion this entire channel of events, and now the entire focus.
In a moment, I will come to you in a moment on the India Today sting operation, but I want to quickly cut across to India Today's Shuja Haq, who joins us from Srinagar for more on the story. Shuja, the manner in which money has been funneled into the Kashmir Valley, according to this charge sheet, it exposes the money route, the businessmen who got that money, the manner in which that money was given to Hurriyat leaders, the stone pelting in the Kashmir Valley, the money linked to the Kashmir Valley. What's the impact on ground?
Well, the impact is very clear. We saw today almost all separatist parties coming together. Yasin Malik, Mirwais Umar Farooq, even Sayyid Ali Shah Gilani, addressed a joint press conference. Though Sayyid Ali Shah Gilani was on phone in that press conference, but when asked about this particular aspect, they categorically said that this is NIA investigation was a tool that was being used by Government of India to put across the point of view that the entire struggle in Kashmir Valley is sponsored. They, in a sense, rubbished it and said that they will continue with their activities. So that speaks volumes about how the reaction has been in the from the separatist camp. As far as the rest of the case is concerned, we are still getting feelers from various quarters from the investigating agencies that they're still carrying out minor details of this investigation.
Okay.
Though the charge sheet has been filed, many experts believe that it will depend on how the court wants to take it forward.
Yes.
There'll definitely be lawyers fighting cases on behalf of those who have been accused. So it'll be important to see how it proceeds in the court of law.
Absolutely, absolutely. And for the benefit of our viewers, I want to read out a portion of this charge sheet. It says, the secessionists and the separatist leaders belonging to the all-party Hurriyat conference have established a network of cadre throughout the Kashmir Valley who incite the youth to attack all symbols of Indian sovereignty, especially Indian security forces who are deployed there for the maintenance of law and order. There's much more. These are not just words. There is evidence that has been put before the court for the court put to peruse. Now, in our big India Today sting operation, we exposed the Hurriyat conference. We exposed these separatists who confessed on camera that they had taken money from Pakistan to foment trouble in the Kashmir Valley. This is an India Today impact story.
ये बताइए 2016 का जो unrest रहा है, पूरे 5-6 महीने जो है आपका कार्डर भी उस unrest में रहा है, आप लोग भी शामिल थे। तो जब आप शामिल थे तो उस समय आपका कितना खर्चा आया पूरे अपने उस कार्डर को मेंटेन करने के लिए?
हर एक पार्टी को मिलता है वहाँ से, कहाँ से? वहाँ से। अब आप नाम नहीं लूँगा ना, पाकिस्तान से जी, हर एक को मिलता है। और वो भी चाहते हैं यहाँ, कहाँ पाकिस्तान से? हर एक को मिलता है, वो भी नहीं चाहते हैं कि यहाँ थोड़ा मरे हालात, ऐसा में।
आपने कितने लोगों की जानें ली?
मुझे याद नहीं कितने लोग मारे।
यानी आपने इतने सारे लोग मार डाले कि आपको ये भी नहीं याद कि आपने कितने लोग मार डाले?
10-12 हम मारे होंगे।
10-12 की 20?
अब 20 ही लगा, 20 ही मारे।
उनकी फाइनेंशियल सपोर्ट रही इस वाले में, प्रेजेंट में रहा, पर जिस लेवल का होना चाहिए, फिर भी जिस लेवल का मैंने 100 करोड़ तो रहा होगा, इतना तो रहा ना, तो उससे ज्यादा ही रहा, बट मैं कहता हूँ ज्यादा ही रहा।
This charge sheet also goes on to say, under the overall guidance and instructions from Hafiz Saeed and Syed Salahuddin and their Pakistani handlers, the separatist leaders of Jammu and Kashmir and stone pelters formed strategies and action plan to launch violent protests and communicate the same to the masses in the form of protest calendars released through newspapers and social media. Joining me now is former Deputy Chief of the Army Staff General Raj Qadian. General Qadian, this is an India Today impact story. We exposed the Hurriyat conference. Now the NIA has filed a charge sheet. In your appreciation, sir, will this put an end to that Pakistan-sponsored terror, or will this expose that Pakistan-sponsored terror in Kashmir Valley, sir?
Kudos to the India Today, first of all. Well done. I think NIA has done a good job. They would have gone into great detail. This news broke a couple of months ago about the funding coming from Pakistan through the Hurriyat leaders and through the Hawala route and being used to incite trouble inside the valley, that is paying the stone pelters and also doing everything else to keep the pot boiling. To some degree, it has already had an effect. We haven't heard a word from the Hurriyat leaders last couple of months or weeks or months. The people named in the charge sheet may not be the main Hurriyat leaders that are well known. That is Malik, Yashin Malik, Mirbaz Farooq and Gilani. But they have gone quiet. And they know
right-hand men, their people very close to them stand implicated, and people very close to them were stung by the India Today sting team, sir. Our very brave reporters who went to Kashmir and stung them right there and exposed this double game that these people, these Hurriyat conference leaders were playing. We exposed them. But I also want to bring in Sushil Pandit, who is a Kashmiri rights activist and an analyst who joins me on the broadcast. Sushil Pandit, in your appreciation, when this charge sheet speaks of Hafiz Saeed and Syed Salahuddin and the role of Pakistani handlers, will this shame the Hurriyat conference? Will this expose that game that was on in Kashmir?
I think we are expecting too much of Hurriyat conference. It is so much water off a duck's back. They are thick-skinned, and they won't stop doing what they have been doing all these years. But I have another point to make, Gaurav.
Okay.
The point is, it was the worst kept secret that Hurriyat and other separatists in Kashmir were on take, were receiving funds from Pakistan. Everyone knew this. We did not have a clincher. And what India Today offered us was these people in flesh and blood admitting to, confessing to taking this money. This was the ground-breaking part of the entire expose. We already knew that for the past 3 decades, this has been sustained through money, through slush money, through terror funding.
And now, Sushil Pandit and General Raj Qadian, now there is evidence that's been put in a court of law So now there is legal action that can be taken against them. I have to quickly now cut across to all my guests. Many thanks for
watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you will love to.